Meowdy Earthlings, welcome back to another video. How have you guys been? If you guys are new here, my name is Jaylene, aka the Space Mama, and welcome to this pick a card reading. If you guys have been here before, thank you so much for tuning in once again and for continuously supporting me, and I really appreciate you for sticking around this however long you've been sticking around. Before I get into the reading today, I want to remind everyone that if they're interested in purchasing a reading with me, the link to my Etsy shop is down in the description below. Also, if anyone is interested in free card pulls or talking to me privately, you could follow me on my Twitter and my Instagram. Also, my Tumblr, if you're interested in asking anonymous questions, all of those are down in the description as well. Getting into what the reading is today, today is just going to be how they are thinking or feeling about you, and it's going to be strictly platonic. It's kind of requested, I guess. Someone had mentioned making more platonic relationship videos, so here I am. I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys the piles. Alright, you guys, so these are your options for today. Please remember to only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Multiple energies are going in per pile because this is a collective reading, so just please keep that in mind. And if none of these messages resonate with you, then I hope you find the right reader, and I hope you do find the right answers that you are looking for, and I wish you a great day. If you need a little bit more time choosing your option, you can go ahead and pause this video now, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. Hello, option ones. If you chose this pile, let's find out how your friend or platonic connection is viewing you, thinking of you, or feeling about you. So you have the oyster here as your main right now. They might feel like you're closed off. The oyster kind of talks about inner beauty and needing to let yourself shine, but kind of shying away. That's why there's a lot of light coming out of this oyster. And yeah, the oyster just talks about shyness as well, so they might view you or think of you as being a shy person or someone who's kind of introverted. You could be a water sign as well, a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, because this is the water element. But yeah, the oyster just basically talks about having so many talents and having such a bright light, but for some reason kind of closing yourself off from the world, and you're kind of not letting people see all of you so quickly. And I think that what they're trying to get at is the fact that you're kind of the kind of person who is hard to get to know. And maybe this person kind of knows you well, but they understand that maybe it took some time for them to really get into how it is that you are. Maybe it took them a minute for them to get to understand that you are actually this very, very deep person, or there's a lot of depth to you, or there's a lot of skills that a lot of people don't really know about and that you don't normally show to a lot of people. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting from the oyster. So let's find out the tarot. Okay. So you have the Four of Pentacles. You have the Page of Wands. The Queen of Pentacles. The Nine of Wands. And you also have the Hermit. So this is definitely just saying that you are very closed off. Once again, that is what I'm getting with the Hermit and the Four of Pentacles. You keep things very close to you. And I think that, you know, you might not be the type to take a lot of risks. You're very money focused, though. You're very focused on that. And you are very nurturing and kind. But you have such, they might view you as a person who who just doesn't take a lot of risks, and who kind of puts their boundaries up. You have a lot of boundaries, and I think the way that you usually are is that there's usually a wall up. And you're very focused on probably your work or your career or school, like things in the material world. You're very focused on building your foundation. And I think that they feel like you are the type of person who has a lot of plans going on and they don't really tell people. And hey, that's not anyone's business. So you could be an earth sign as well. Um, I think this is Taurus energy, if I'm not mistaken. And this is Virgo right here with the Hermit. And with the Page of Wands, you could also have fire within you, but they do see that you might have some insecurity of like caring what other people might think with the ensign of rockets. Um, but this also just talks about insecurities and fear. So they might see that you're fearful of stepping out of your comfort zone, or you're just very comfortable in the way that you live your life, considering the amount of earth energy is in here. So yeah, I feel like this person feels like you are it's possible that they might not entirely know you as much as they would think. It's possible that you could be projecting some sort of um, what is this image towards this person. But yeah, I just get you're very stable and grounded, and I think that this person might find you as a very stable friend. You have a lot of consistency, and I think that with the Queen of Planets, your talents and your nurturing side and your humbleness and all of the great qualities that come with the Queen of Pentacles, you kind of hide that from people because it's wedged between two cards about not being open, or actually four cards about not being open. um, so yeah, this is very interesting. They just see you as a very closed off individual. You have the cross here, the child, the clover. So they could find you very like an exhausted person with the cross here because of maybe you work very hard. There's a lot of new opportunities coming in for you with the child here. You could also just be very childlike, and that's what the Page of Wands is here too. You could be goofy, or you could have like this childlikeness to you in the way that you approach life. You could be very positive as well with the clover here, or you just be very fortunate. Like a lot of opportunities and a lot of great things happen to you. And I think it's because you put in a lot of work. You might have a lot of great manifestation skills where you actually do the work, you're putting in that effort, and everything just comes to you. And I think that you also are just thankful for where you are as well. You're very grounded in that sense, and I don't think you let things get to your head. Like, you are very fortunate in all of these things. You will have a lot of new things going on in your life, but I don't think you really you really show yourself off here because the Queen of Pentacles, or I guess the Queen of Earth signs are usually just very, down to earth and humble, and they kind of keep things to themselves. So, um, you have slaves surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Everything is okay. And trust. So there's a lot of All of these three cards indicate trust to me, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. And you have trust again. So I think you're kind of just this person who's very go with the flow as well. I don't think you dwell on a lot of things. If there are, you kind of just try to focus on what you do have rather than what you lack. So yeah, I see that you're very, what do you call this, connected to the universe. And I was talking about manifestation skills. When you manifest, you have a lot of trust within the universe. You wish for it, you work for it, and you kind of let it go. Within your thoughts, you kind of let it go and try to see if it like comes up or blooms or your seeds have grown. And I think that you try not to worry if about those things. And if things don't work out, you're like, it's okay. There's going to be another opportunity. It just wasn't meant for me. You're a very positive person. And they also find that they could trust you. You're a very trustworthy person. I think that even though you've been through a lot of endings in your life, you trust that there's going to be something else that's better for you. You understand that people change or people grow. You understand that timing is a thing, that you need to be patient sometimes. So yeah, I just think that this person does find you very trustworthy. I think they find your opinions very important to them, because they see that you are very abundant and that you get a lot of opportunities come to you, and it's like you're kind of a role model in a sense for people who would want to build their own foundations. And I think that this friend of yours has seen you do that. I think they admire you quite a lot. And I think that there is a part of you that isn't so serious all the time with the child here too. I think you're also the type of person to really try to help your friends or this friend. You're telling them like not to worry, you're there for them. You're very comforting. And that's why I think it's easy for them or people to trust you overall. There's a sense of like nobility and honesty within this pile. And I think it's because of how closed off you are already. It's like, who am I going to tell? You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's kind of how this person views you. Like, you're just a very trustworthy person. They know that you wouldn't do anything messed up towards them. And they just view you as very mature, and you seem to have all the answers with the Hermit here. And that's why you could scry, you could be somewhat of a psychic with this crystal ball here. But like, if not, then I'm just getting that, you might just be connected intuitively, or you're just fully aware of like the ups and downs of life, and you're aware that, if things go down, things have to go up sometime, And that's kind of the Hermit is very philosophical, so you might have that kind of energy to you. Changes in your life. Yeah, I think this person has seen you go through a lot of changes, and they find you very admirable. I think that's why the cross is here because that talks about endings and grieving and pain. So they've seen you go through a lot of hardships in your life, and you're like, everything's okay, and you trusted that things are going to change for the better. A stubborn, aggressive person. So for some of you, very earth energy here, a stubborn and aggressive person, someone who's stubborn. You could also have Aries within you, but for sometimes, because you are an earth sign, it might be very difficult for people to sway you or convince you of certain things. You're very stuck in certain ways of yours, and that's not necessarily bad. You are very grounded, and some people might see that as stubborn, and sometimes they might just see you as territorial. The aggressiveness is what I'm getting from, I think it like connects with the fact that, you know, earth signs are very territorial, and they don't want to change certain things because they're sentimental, because, you know, there's a deeper meaning to these things. So you don't necessarily have to be that, but sometimes maybe this person can see that you can be like that sometimes, or that other people see you in that light. Use your intuition to make beneficial changes. Yeah, so I was talking about intuition already. I was talking about how you might foresee the future, or understand that if things go up, if things go down, things have to go up. You're very goal-oriented. You're very focused on what it is that you want, on your goals. And I think that with the Queen of Pentacles here, I definitely get that. And with the Four of Planets, this is just stability in your pentacles sometimes. It doesn't always necessarily mean keeping things to yourself. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. Yeah, you have a lot of shmoney to this person. They think that you might be very abundant, like I was saying. There's a lot of pentacle cards, so I'm not really surprised. So they just see you as very fortunate, and you have a lot of money, or a great career that gives you a lot of, that pays a high salary. Great personal sorrow. So changes and sorrow, grieving, that seems to have been a thing for you. So it's possible that this person has seen you go through hell and back, and now you're determined to move out of that. You're using your intuition as well to move out of this kind of energy. And I see that you might have taken some time away for yourself as the Hermit to work on your abundance, your business, your career, your school, your family, whatever the case is in the 3D. And you'll be playing a different role. So this to me says a lot of people look up to you, and I think that maybe they've seen you kind of be these different people at different times, because the oyster has a lot of things to hide, and I think this person has seen different parts of you, and they've just seen different personalities of you, you know, and the more they get to know you, the more that they understand that you are this strong, intuitive person. Yeah, and you're just very determined to make to have your independence. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting for you guys, pile number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some charms. You could turn down your volume if you want. Yeah, they definitely see you as a very abundant person. You have my money coin here. You're very grounded, again, with the anchor, and I think that sometimes has to do with the stubbornness here. So, you know, two sides of the same coin. You could be stubborn, or you could just be very grounded, and know what you deserve, know what you want. I see that this person thinks that you're very protected, with the white here, and there's a cross. So you could have religious ties, or just spiritual ties overall. 9 3/4, so the Hogwarts Express. I feel like maybe you're always on the go, or I don't know why it's sticking out to me that it's almost the number 10, but not quite the number 10. Um, I feel like, yeah, you're just always possibly down for an adventure. You do have some fire here. You kind of go wherever, the wind kind of takes you. You have two hearts here, so this person might think that you're a best friend. I was getting best friend vibes here, so they have a lot of love for you, and I think that I heart soccer. Yeah, they might like the fact that you like sports, or that you're just very proud of who you are and you don't try to change yourself for anyone. I get that with I heart soccer because I feel like it's someone who's very proud of their wants and their likes. So I feel like you are very you kind of just like you're proud of who you are and what you do. This kind of reminds me of like the infinity kind of sign, and I feel like it kind of goes with the two hearts here. They find you as like a friendship soulmate, is what I'm getting. You also have the letters G and U, so those could be initials. Um, and you have drink Coca-Cola mark. This kind of reminds me of the movie Up, so it might be that this person views you as someone that, can be best friends with them for a really long time. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for you, pal number ones. Hopefully this made sense and it resonated with you. If you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, or comment down below. Thank you so much for supporting, and I would love to hear what you guys have to say, or like if this resonated with you. Thank you so much to everyone who chose me as a reader for today and tuning in to this video. That's all I have, and I'll be moving on to the next pile. Hi, pile twos. If you chose this pile, let's find out what this friend of yours thinks of you or views you. So you have the hawk. The hawk, I feel like the hawk is usually looked over by destiny. The hawk energy kind of gives off this sense of being a messenger from the divine. So the hawk, I love the hawk energy because they're very spiritual kinds of energies. You could be an air sign, a Gemini, Aquarius, or a Libra, because this is the air element. But the hawk also just sees everything. They're able to see things from a different perspective. You could also be very in touch with your masculine energies because of the lower chakras being presented here, with the red as the root. The root chakra is blocked by fear. Oranges is a solar sacral chakra and is blocked by shame. And I think the solar plexus is blocked by guilt. And that is represented in the yellow. So I think that you're just very free-spirited, and I think that this friend of yours views you as somebody who has a lot to say or has a lot of great insight or messages to give towards people. And I think that you're just very grounded in your thoughts and the way you take action in your life. So for some of you, this person could be fairly inspired by you and your capabilities of like delivering these messages. So some of you guys can be psychic, or you guys just have a really close relationship with a spirit or the universe, or however you would want to say. But I do feel like this person might appreciate your insight very, very much. And they think that you might do this not just with them, but with everyone around you. So let's find out a little bit more about their thoughts. You have the Seven of Cups, the Queen of Wands in reversed, the Two of Coins in reversed, the Eight of Coins, and the Queen of Swords in reversed. Okay, so this person might find you very... Oh, did you guys have a falling out? There's two queens here. So one of them could be you, one of them could be them. But with this person, if there is a fallout, I'm going to go with that story first because I'm getting a couple of different things. So there's just been a falling out. There used to be balance between you two. But with the Queen of Wands here and the Seven of Cups, this is someone who could be somewhat arrogant. They could manipulate because of the combination of cards. The Seven of Cups just means a bunch of stories or fantasies or options being presented here. So one person could have been somewhat manipulative. The other one could have been more into the relationship. The other person could be very quite honest, very aloof, and very cold. Someone could have cut somebody off here because of that. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing if you guys did have a fallout with this person. Sorry, there's something on my laptop. Okay, so yeah, I think that if there wasn't a fallout with this person, I don't know. Okay, to be quite honest with you, I don't know if I'm getting the best feeling. It seems like this person might see you as someone who's juggling two parts of yourself. They see you as like, um, very cold, aloof, somewhat controlling. It's very like the Two of Coins in reverse usually means someone's being messy or unorganized, needing to reorganize. They might see you working hard on yourself though. Like they're seeing you work on these qualities of yourself. Maybe being more receptive and open, because queens are usually about being more receptive and open, and both of these parts are in reversed. The hawk did come out in reversed, so I'm going to see what that means in reverse, but I just took it in the upright. Sees too much and is suspicious. Okay. That can make a lot of sense because I was talking about being receptive, not being as open. So this is somewhat similar to number one, but number one was more like shy and, you know, the more you get to know and the more that you get to know, see or know more about the person. But with pile number two, this is more just about like you're closed off because you're suspicious of other people. You're suspicious of what they might do. So you might be the type of person to keep to yourself and to be working on what it is that you need to work on. Yeah. So this person might see that you don't trust them, or you're not as open with them, or you don't want to open with them, or like it seems like you're hiding something, but you're not, you know? This person could also think that you're portraying some sort of image with the Seven of Cups here, because this talks about like fantasies and an image of some sort, creating some sort of expectation. What else do they think or feel? You have the bouquet, you have the dog, you have the key. Okay, so they definitely just find you as a suspicious person. They do see you as a trustworthy person. You're very honest. That's why the Queen of Swords is here. You do work on what you need to work on. But I think with you have trouble. They feel like you have trouble trusting people or just letting people in. They see you as this very joyous and happy person, someone they could have fun with the bouquet. I think that for some of you guys can be gift givers, and they appreciate that you're a gift giver, and that's how you kind of put an effort in your friendships. Maybe you're not the type to talk about how you feel about your friends, but you are the type to show them how you feel about them, and that's probably they kind of like appreciate that, even though you're not as showy. both of these queens are usually very showy individuals. They're willing to talk and they're willing to take action, but that's in reversed right now. Usually both those cards mean manipulative people, arrogant, aloof, people who might backstab you. But with the dog here, you're completely transparent. So I'm not getting that. I'm definitely getting that it's you don't trust other people, or you're not as receptive with other people. It does seem to me that you always have the answers to things. Um, that resonates. The key resonates with the hawk. The key also just stands for new opportunities, new doors opening up for you. The Wheel of Fortune is here, so that tells me that you could also be, you're definitely part of that spiritual journey, and the universe is kind of on your side here when the Wheel of Fortune shows up. For some of you guys, this person possibly has never met someone as trustworthy as you. And I think that you have unlocked somewhat of like a thing for them. Like they've never maybe had any stable friendships before, but they see that they have that with you. Vampire in the shadow, depleting others for your physical survival, chronic complaining and codependency. Flowers, working with flowers opens your heart and brings blessings to others through your life purpose. And then lastly, you have your wishes granted. What you've asked for is finally coming true. So I feel like you are very vocal about what it is that you want and what you need in your life. And I think with the key, that's also talking about your wishes being granted. I was telling you about the Wheel of Fortune, luck being on your side, all these opportunities showing up, and that's kind of what it is. They see you as a person who's very fortunate, and that you unlock these new doors for yourself. Definitely, so you're getting depleting others of your physical survival, chronic complaining, and codependency. Vampire in reverse. And the vampire in the upright, it makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. So in the reverse, I do think that you are depleting others to watch out for yourself. So you definitely have this boundary as well. Like I said, very similar to one, except with one, you just have to get to know them. With you, I think you're more defensive. Does that make sense? Like you're more defensive if people try to get to know you. So Vampire in Reverse kind of talks about that trust thing. There's a lack of trust with others, and letting people in. And I think it's because you are so trustworthy. You are, you have a lot to give. And I think that you have a lot of opportunities come to you. And maybe they just see you as this type of person who gets taken advantage of a lot. So now you are in this position to like kind of be hesitant about who you let in. So it's very hard to get to know you, quite possibly. And that's totally understandable to this person. I also think that you definitely don't try to pretend to be somebody that you're not, because with the Two of Coins here, that usually, it reminds me of like a jester, like juggling in front of somebody, putting on a show. So I don't think you are that type of person. You're the type to just really work on yourself and work on you and work on what you need to work on. And you have so much of these opportunities, like you're too busy to be pretending to be somebody that you're not. And I think with all the abundance that you get, you're willing to share what you have with other people. So I think that a lot of people trust you, but it seems that you might not trust them. I mean, you could trust this specific person, but that you're asking about, but this friend of yours sees that you're not as trustworthy with anybody else. You're very paranoid about like people taking advantage of you or manipulating you. So I think that you have you have a close-knit group, or you have only a few friends. They also find you, like your person could possibly, so you have the bouquet and flowers. So you could be a gift giver, or it could be that even though you are very closed off, you kind of bloom like this flower, and they find how beautiful you are, or you find out, this person has found out, like that there's like a garden within you because you're so closed off and you don't show as much towards other people. But I think that they also just find it adorable or like fascinating, that you're interested in flowers or studying plants or things like that. Yeah, and I think that you just have a lot of wit, and you have a lot of you're willing to set up boundaries and stand up for yourself and other people. And that's what the hawk does. They send the truth, or they deliver the truth. And I don't know if this is necessarily like the best way. I do get a more harsh energy with this pile. And I'm not mad about that, to be quite honest with you, because you do your thing. But yeah, like it's a very protective of your own energy kind of thing. You're very skeptical about others' motives towards you, and maybe you and this person has had that issue, where you were skeptical of their motives, but not for all of you. Otherwise, I do think that this person sees. Yeah, for a lot of you guys, you might have had a fallout. I'm definitely getting that. But you are this very transparent, trustworthy person that's just very hard to get to know. You're very family oriented with affairs with your family. I think you are protective over them too. I think because of how protective of you are about yourself, you are very protective over the people that you really care about and the people that you're close with. You'll be receiving or giving a precious gift. Yeah, they appreciate your gift giving, because I think that even though you're very closed off, you don't trust a lot of people, they know that when you give a gift or when you show some sense of affection, they really appreciate, and they know how hard it might be for you. So there's a lot of appreciation this person has for you, because they understand that your love language might be buying people things. And there's like a lot of excitement here. I think that with the queen and with the two queens in reverse, those are like two queens that would like pop off or say something. So you have firecracker here. You're like a firecracker. You're ready to pop off when people don't come right, and you're willing to put people in their place. This friend finds you very exciting and fun, and I think that they don't necessarily know when that's going to happen, but they enjoy when it does happen, because they find you as a very quiet and to yourself person. So when you deliver that message, you pop off for real. Shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. So, with the fox, you could be very clever, again, with that wit. And I think that you're also very clever within making business endeavors, because the Queen of Swords is someone who is in business as well. So I think that if you do have any of those business or career or whatever else, like, they just find you as a resourceful person when there is problems, but you also find solutions to the issues in your life when it comes to business, or just in the 3D and the material. A period of ill health and depression. Yeah, maybe you retracted from them. Maybe you were the vampire reversed because of depression or a period of ill health, needing to take some time away to take care of yourself. Maybe that's why you are protective of yourself, because you don't want people to add on, because you maybe are depressed or you have mental health issues. You don't want to add on to people's you don't want to burden people with the issues that you're dealing with, or it's the fact that because of this, you kind of retract, and it's difficult for you to see things clearly. I know for me, I have dealt with depression, and sometimes you can't see things clearly. You sometimes are suspicious of a lot of people, and yeah, so that could be one aspect of how they see you. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. I think that, what does this one say? Taking vacation physically or mentally. So for some of you, like, maybe the depression stems from a place of lack, Or again, I was talking about not being able to see what you had when you're in this place, mental space. So they could see that for a lot of you guys, your depression might take a toll on you, but it's like you kind of make it up by, being friendly and transparent and there for them and being a gift giver. I don't see like weird, nasty energy. I'm just getting like your mental health might be a huge um, influence in how they see you, because they might have seen your actions or your behavior because of what you're dealing with. And they feel like if you've taken a vacation with them, they feel like it was really relaxing and fun, and they might want to do it again. And for others of you, they feel like you need to take a vacation and need to take it easy on yourself. So yeah, let's find out what the charms are for you guys. If you want to lower your volume, you could go ahead and do it now. Okay. You have the anchor here. So I think that this person views you as a very serious friendship. You also have the infinity hearts and the angel wings here. So they do definitely see you as like a friend, a very long-term platonic relationship. If this isn't a friend, this is like a family member. You guys have a very strong bond, and they feel that. They feel very anchored. And I think that this person is very anchored within you, like on you. They're not going to leave. They're not going to leave you, because you even have the friend's charm here. So they really view you as a best friend, a friend that they wouldn't ever leave, because I think that, like I said, you might be one of those people that is just transparent with them, and they might not find that with anybody else. With the octopus here, they definitely are not going to let you go as a friend. I think that this person is willing to be very flexible with you because of how much they care about you. You could be very misunderstood. So because this looks very like arrogant and weird and like nasty, but I'm not really getting that. Like maybe for some people it could look like the negative aspects, as I was explaining to Queens earlier, but this person is definitely going to be sticking around because I think they know the truth about who you are. You have an angel wing here, so they might find you very angelic or very kind or very nice or very precious. They might find your energy to be very like lighthearted, or they feel protected with you as well, because I was getting a protective energy. You have high, with the cobra here, you have like high femininity, like feminine energy. You're very in touch with your sexuality, quite possibly, possibly even in touch with like who you are. Or you're really good at just connecting with yourself in that sense. You also have the letters Z, R, V, and A. Okay, so yeah, those are your charms. Pile number 2. Hopefully this made sense and it resonated with you. If you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, or comment down below. Thank you so much for the support and tuning in today. And I would love to hear from you guys if you guys would like to talk about this connection that you guys have, or this friendship. Thank you so much again for choosing me to be your reader. That's all I have, so I'm moving on to the next one. Hi, Pile 3s. If you chose this pile, let's find out what this friend of yours thinks of you, or views you, or feels about you. So you have the turtle, and it came in reverse, but the turtle is just about someone who is quite popular in some senses, or they have a lot of magnificent adventurous stories that a lot of people love to listen to. They have a lot of insight because of it, and they have a lot of self-discovery because of the adventures that they go on. You could be a water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, or a Pisces, but you don't have to be. But so yeah, there's a lot of green here. You could speak from the heart or out of unconditional love. And there's a lot of oranges. So you have a lot of creativity. You have a lot of things going on in your mind. And I think that you put your passion, your spirit into what you're passionate about. And it gives it, that kind of gives you like the motivation to do whatever it is that you want to do, or to go out there and experience life as it is. The turtle also just talks about really great storytelling. So even talks about an interest in film, or just journaling or writing. But in the reversed, I kind of want to read it because it's been resonating actually for the past couple of um, piles in the reverse. It says slows down to a halt. So you might have stopped for a second, or you're kind of at this stagnant place in your life, if anything, that they might see you if this isn't reversed. But let's see what else they think of you. You have the Three of Pentacles in the reversed. You have the Fool. You have the Two of Cups in reversed. You have the Two of Pentacles. And you have the Death in reversed. Okay, so this is really interesting. You guys might have had a fallout in your guys' friendship with the Two of Cups in reversed in the middle of everything. There's a lack of cooperation and togetherness with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So they might have found it very difficult and hard to cooperate with you, or to see eye to eye. They might have felt like this whole friendship wasn't reciprocated, or it was out of balance, or that they lost you as their friend. They used to think of you as a counterpart, or like a friendship soulmate, or just a platonic connection that they found as an equal. And I don't know if they've like freed themselves from that. They feel very freed from this relationship with the Fool card here. They feel like it could either be you too. They could see you as this fool who's very adventurous, who's very spirited, but sometimes they could come off as very foolish. They don't have. It could also be naive because you are starting off as a zero here. You haven't started the journey. You're only simply starting the journey with the Fool. And so this person might see you as like a little bit unexperienced, or not experienced with out there in the world. With the Two of Pentacles here, this could also just be balancing two things at once, having a lot of things on their plate. And with the Death card in reverse, this person, it's like there was a death, but the death hasn't been fully like processed, or like it hasn't what do you call this, come full circle yet. The Death card in reverse just means like the door is about to close, but someone doesn't want the door to close. So I don't necessarily know if they're over what's happened between you both. But I think that there is this kind of energy of like not being able to move on quite yet. They're still connected to you because you see this cord here. So in the upright, that means that cord is going to be cut off, but in the reverse, that means it hasn't. So this person still feels very connected with you, and maybe they do feel a bit conflicted with the Two of Pentacles here, because they don't have you anymore, and it's kind of like they felt free from this relationship that wasn't going well, but now that it's over, they're wondering if they've made the right choice. So that's really interesting. That's a really interesting energy. So I think that for some of you guys with the turtle here, maybe there could have been some misunderstandings, because the turtle has to do with somewhat about communication and telling your story and telling your side. So, it could be that you might have had different perspectives, but something came to an end. And I think that the way that you guys were meshing wasn't coming together anymore. It was like you guys could have grown apart, or your guys' perspective, or the way that you guys are like just people individually, like how you guys are, it just wasn't matching anymore. But for some reason, I'm sensing hesitance with this person. They're hesitant about, the choices that they made, because they haven't necessarily let go. Or maybe this is you, if you haven't. Like, if you haven't let go, maybe you guys could be mirroring each other. Maybe you could feel the same way, like you didn't want this friendship to end. But it does seem to me like maybe misunderstandings had happened in here. And now they're kind of reconsidering whether they should end things or rebalance things with you. It seems to me that for a lot of you guys, this person was the one that freed themselves from this friendship that you guys had. And they basically are just, they seem like they are regretting it. So let's find out a little bit more. You have tree, you have lilies, and you have the bear. The tree just talks about like really great health, taking care of yourself, and just growth, learning from what you need to learn from. So again, I feel like that relates with the turtle, just going through life, experiencing life, and growing through, socializing with other people, encounters with different situations and people. You do have a lot of a maturity with you. They do see you as a mature person with the lilies here. So you have two indications of being someone very mature. And I think this is maybe why this person is regretting it. They're like, whoa, wait a minute, what am I doing here? I just completely ended this relationship with this person, and it's just like, I'm realizing that this person is very mature. This person also felt like they were fortunate to have you because of your insight or like your wisdom. Um, You could also be very family oriented or treated this person like family with the lilies here. And with the bear here, this just talks about being a boss, really good with your financial stability, your career. You're very determined. And with the bear here, they find you as a very protective friend, a mature, protective friend. Yeah. I think you might have protected this person from drama, or like you were there for them when things were rough, and they definitely see that. So maybe that's why they kind of are like, um, what should I do now? Because like they don't know if they should fully just let it go, or they should try to get back to being friends with you. Um, I also think this person sees you as this person could see you as very intimidating with the bear here. And the fact that you have a lot of life experience and just knowledge within you, and like, you just know things about a lot of things, and you could intimidate this person for sure. Um, for some of you guys, it could also be that the bear represents someone who's willing to ruin things for you, like someone who wants to sabotage things for you. So it could be that this person tried to sabotage you or tried to put you down somehow because of your maturity and because of your growth. For some of you guys, they could be jealous. I'm also getting a lot of ego with this person, because it's like they're the ones who probably let you go, but it's like now they don't really know if they made the right choice. You also have detective here, great powers of observation, intuition, desire to seek the truth. You have strength. Everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. Admit your true feelings to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Only you know what it is that you truly desire. So this person finds you intuitive. They find you very honest. You're always trying to find the truth. And I think you could be very protective about the truth. You have a lot of morals. You have a lot of honesty within you with the lilies and the trees. Like, you're not about the drama. So it's like, you speak the truth and you try to find out the truth before making any sort of decision. You have a lot of strength to stand on your own. The bear here has to do with that. not afraid of just being yourself and being free-spirited, you know? And I think that you're really good at just balancing out your life. You're good at balancing fun, and you're good at balancing work. And I think that in that sense, that also just makes you very mature. You know when to play, you know when it is time to like be serious and work, you know? I also think that you might have really strong leadership qualities with the bear and the strength here. A lot of people might look up to you. Um, you could also just be very you could have your own business. You could be an entrepreneur of some sort, and you had that strength to build up on yourself, to build up your own little business or whatever it is. You have a lot of like your own foundations within you. You have a lot of indication with that, with strength, the bear, the lilies, the tree, you know, even the Three of Pentacles, even though it's in reversed. I think you are very cooperative, but I think you just had a fallout with this person, so some of these cards are reversed. I think this person might have had difficult time compromising with you, because I'm definitely getting this person just believes that they might be right, but they don't realize that it's a two-way street. It seems to me that you're also very honest with how you feel, so you're very upfront with people. You don't bullshit. That's what the bear is, and that's what the turtle is. They're just kind of speaking their truth here and just standing your own power. Even with the strength, you might have the strength to just really be honest with yourself, and you're not afraid to be vulnerable. And that takes a lot of bravery and courage to do, because not a lot of people can do that. This person also finds you very intuitive. I mean, you do have the Scorpio energy here, so that's where it could come from. But sometimes I also associate it with like lilies here, just being mature and seeing things for how they really are. No rose-colored glasses, you know. Yeah, and I think that they also see you as this person who speaks your truth, like your experiences in life. I think that with that truth that you've learned or realizations that you've learned, you're willing to share that with other people as well. So I think you create such an impact with other people, and you give other people insight, a different perspective on things, and it's refreshing to this person. They also find you to be very wealthy. That's where the bear comes in. Very entrepreneurship. You do have a few pentacle cards, so they find you as a person that has a lot of wealth. Parting of the ways of either romance or business. So this could have been a business partner. This could have been just a friend. But whatever the case is, they find it that they have separated from you. I was definitely getting that. This could have been an older woman, or you are this older woman to them, because you have the lilies here and how they see you. So you could be more mature than this person, or that they find you just more mature, or that they are too. It could be vice versa. You have marriage here, so I don't know if someone was trying to get married, or you guys had some serious commitment in a business or an endeavor here, but the rings have been broken, so there was a separation. I think they also want to celebrate and have fun with you. I think they do miss, and maybe it's the fact that they want to recommit to this friendship with you or connection with you, and they want to just have fun and forget everything that has happened between you guys. There's going to be good news. I think this person would want to talk to you, and I think that maybe for some of you guys, this person would want advice because you are older than them. For some of you guys, you just have a good listening ear, and that you always talk in a place of compassion, like I was talking about with the turtle. You also have unsuccessful plans. So I think that maybe this whole thing was unsuccessful with them previously, but I think things are changing, or things are gonna change between you guys in a better way, in a healthier way. I'm not sure. You guys might get back together as business partners, as friends, and talking in a place of like communication, or talking to this person if they're your family member. So yeah, I think that they might be returning to you, and maybe they might even apologize. But I think they might, if anything, they might be building up the courage to do so, because I think that they're the ones who ended things, and it's like one of those things where because they said that, they don't know, they don't want to give in and be the first ones to say, retract what they said, or breaking up with you. So that's where I was getting the ego a little bit with this person. Let's find out a little bit more about your guys' connection, your platonic connection. You could turn down the volume if you want because the charms does get pretty loud. Okay, so you have the fire here. So you guys could have burned bridges, or there was a lot of fighting or passionate arguments within this friendship or connection. Um, there's a lot of purity and protection in this connection that you have with this person, or they find you in this way. They find you like a very pure person, and I think maybe that's why they're having somewhat of regret here. They find you as very educated. You might have graduated recently, and they might be very proud of you for doing so. This person might have seen your guys' future as like friends forever, like growing old as friends or platonically. Because this reminds me of like the movie Up with like the soda bottle cap. And it reminds me of like the old man and his wife. So I'm taking that as maybe they thought you would be one of those people that would be in their lives forever. You also have the number 7 here, so that could be 7 days. That is, I think this is the month of July, so that might be significant to you. Maybe the 7th day or the 7th day of some sort of month was significant, or it could even be your guys' birthdays. It could also be saying like a week from now something could happen. Oh no, where'd it go? So yeah, I think things have been coming full circle here, and I think things need to be completed with like this charm right here. But the death card is in reverse right now. Could also be that this person would want to take like a road trip with you, or they've, you know, if that already happened, that they would want to do it again, or maybe you're very educated on political issues. Maybe that's what you talk about a lot, and they find that very amusing. They find that you're always on the go with this train right here. They find you very expressive, fashionable. They find you very unique with the high heels here. And I think this person finds you very beautiful. Like you enhance your beauty with like style, and they really, really like that. Because you also have a sewing machine. So you like to make your own clothes, or clothes are just essential to you. Like you find it as a thing of expression. But I'm also thinking that maybe they would want to mend what you guys had with the sewing machine here and kind of bring you guys back together, as I've been feeling that the whole time. So yeah, those are your charms. Those are your messages, pile number 3. Hopefully this made sense and it resonated with you. If you like this video or subscribe to my channel, as well as commenting down below, I appreciate you so much for supporting me and my channel, and thank you for tuning in, and also thank you for commenting down below. If you would like to talk about if it resonated or not, I would love to hear from you guys. Thanks for choosing me to be your reader. This is all I have, so I'm moving on to the next one. Hello, pile number 4. If you chose this pile, let's find out what this person thinks or feels about you. So you have the Nightingale in reverse, but I'm not taking this as a reversal right now. The Nightingale is an air element. So you could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You just be really good at communication skills. The Nightingale kind of talks about that, but they talk about expressing themselves through poetry, through writing, through self-expression. In that sense, journaling, singing, songwriting. That's kind of what, so you could have like an artistic flair to you. You have a lot of blue here standing for the throat chakra, so you could be very good at communication. But when it's out of balance, they could be shy or have a lumpy throat. So they could find you very shy because this did come out in reversed. But yeah, I feel like overall, though, you could be someone who has a lot of great ideas and who, if you are shy, then you might keep them to yourself. But if you're not, then I do see you expressing yourself in that way. And you're not afraid of who might hear you or what people might think. But if this is in reverse and that resonates with you, then I think that you might be more hesitant to express your ideas and your thoughts, and you might, kind of retract from doing that, or you might just do it privately. So I'm getting that this pile is a little bit more private. But let's see. You have the Death here, the Page of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Three of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. Okay, so this is really good. I see that you are a really good communicator for a lot of you guys. Maybe for some instances, you guys could be kind of shy, or maybe that's how it is when people first meet you. But once they know you, they would understand that you have a lot of depth and you went through a lot of things in your life. And with those things in your life, I think you're willing to educate or talk about these truths to people in order to help them throughout their life, in order to help them see what can happen next in their life, trying to find the positives with the Three of Wands. So I think that you have a lot of transparency and truth with you. And I think that you're also just a social butterfly. They view you as this person who doesn't need to lie about certain things. You always know what you want. You always have a certain clarity on what it is that that you want. And I think that you're very expressive in that sense too. You're not afraid to let people know what it is that you need or what you want. I think you also just try to stay as positive as you can be. If there has been an ending in your life, you try to find what else there could be. I don't think you try to linger too long on the harshness of these endings. I think, but you do process them. So you do move on from them in healthy ways, but I think it might be a little quicker than other people because you always try to learn the lessons that you need to learn with this Ace of Swords, or you have a certain clarity in the situations that you're dealing with or going through. And even though that things might be a little rough, you try to stay very positive and logical, and you're like, well, there's going to be something new coming in, and there is always something new coming in with this Ace of Cups. I think that sometimes this person might see you as a person that has a lot of opportunities come to them with the two aces here. And I think that for some of you, maybe you have a decision in like creative endeavors and being honest, or being more compassionate and being more straightforward. So I think there are two sides of you when you speak your truth, where there's one side of you that is kind of cutthroat and straight to the point, and there's another side of you that's very like heartfelt and compassionate, and when you speak your truth. So there are two sides of you here, and this friend of yours sees that. For some of you guys, you could have had a fallout with this person with the Death card being here, and they see that you have moved on from this and have moved on to new endeavors in your life. But that's just for a small amount of you that ended a friendship with this person. For others of you, it's just that they just see you as a very strong person. You have a very strong mind. You know, you don't let it get you down, or you don't succumb to like those dark intrusive thoughts. You always try to make decisions with a very clear mind. So you have a good head on your shoulders. And you're able to see the possibilities that are out there. Instead of seeing things negatively when an ending happens, you try to see things in a very positive way. And I think you are either expressive with that through song, through music. I see with the two aces here, you kind of have a lot of ideas. So maybe you like to write about them, poetry, things like that. That's probably where it comes in. But yeah, this person just sees you as a person with a lot of new beginnings. And it's probably because you're very vocal about your boundaries, or like I was saying, what you need or what you deserve, or like what you're gonna do. You have very clear intentions with people and your goals. You also have Lady here, the Lady, the Sun, the Coffin. Yeah, you know, if you are this lady, if you identify as a lady, then you're just very, you know, very in touch with your feminine side. If you're not, then again, you're just very in touch with your feminine side. They do see you as a person that has gone through certain endings and grievances with the death and the coffin, but you try to stay very positive with it with the Sun here. You're very warm, you're very bright, and regardless, if things have ended or things are very dark, you try to find the light within, and I think you try to project that energy instead of, you know, passing on like negative energies. You know, you're very like, I guess, mentally healthy person is what I'm trying to say. And it's probably because you do express yourself in the means that I was talking about earlier. So you don't necessarily keep things bottled in. Maybe for some of you guys you do, but you don't necessarily, because you're like writing it down, and you're writing a song about it, you know. So yeah, I think that you're just a very bright and warm hearted force with this person, or with people in general. What else? Hero and heroine. Passion for a journey in personal empowerment. Let go. Walk away from the situation in order to resolve it. Goodbye to the old, hello to the new. You finish one part of your life, and now a new and even better part is beginning. So again, this is just going, you have a constant message about endings and beginnings, and I think you're really good at maneuvering through those things. You have a lot of passion for what it is that you do, and you have a lot of passion for empowering yourself, and that's why you're the Sun here, and that's why you have two aces here. Like I was saying, you're not afraid of endings, or like endings of cycles, because you're fully aware that things are going to be okay, and you're going to be okay. You kind of let go and walk away from these sorts of situations. You're like, bye-bye, I don't really need this anymore, this doesn't serve me. You know when things don't serve you, and you kind of cut it off. You're very observant when things are about to, like, you know, end, you know, like that intuitive feeling of like, oh, like this isn't good for me. Like that's you, and you're completely okay with cutting things off. Usually, people would be like very uncomfortable just cutting off something they have dedicated themselves to for quite some time. And I think that with this energy, pile number 4, with your personality, like you do not linger in that bullshit. You're just like, why am I going to stick around with this kind of behavior or attitude, or just something that isn't for me anymore, and worrying about it when I could just cut things off and move on with my life, you know? So that's who you are, you know? You're not afraid. You're not afraid to speak about what it is that you deserve. And if it's not serving you, you're not afraid to let things go. Many people would just wear their rose-colored glasses and pretend like everything's okay and deal with it, and like just put up with certain things. But you're not that type of person. You're going to be vocal about it. and you are willing to cut people off. You don't care if you're going to be alone. You don't care if it's hurtful. It's like you're watching out for yourself, and like in a really great way, I would want to say. So let's find out a little bit more. Forces working against you. Yeah, when forces are working against you, I feel like you don't really fight against it. You're just like, okay, bye. Like, why am I going to keep fighting with you when I know that something else could be better out there for me? You empower yourself out of these situations when people are messing with you. You don't fuck with that shit. You have bull here. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. Yeah. You fight back too. And I think the way that you fight back is you taking back your power. You're like, no, I'm going away. I'm stepping away from that. You definitely have a lot of strength here. The sun represents Leo, so that that is just like reiterating that you are that very strong and warm person. Considering how many endings you've been through, you have 4 indications of endings, and it's like this person just sees you as this force that just keeps going regardless of the obstacles that come into your life. And if they are obstacles, you're just like, okay, well, it wasn't meant for me. I'm cutting that off. I'm moving on. What's next? You know? Keep your life in balance. Yeah, your life is very imbalanced is what I'm getting. And I think it's because you don't linger too long in situations or people that don't serve you. And in order to keep your life in balance, you're willing to take off those rose-colored glasses and be like, you know what? I don't like this. I don't like that. Bye. And you make sure that your life is intact. So you are really good at watching out for yourself. And this isn't a selfish energy I'm getting at all. It's very much like you just have really great boundaries. And, you know, a lot of people cannot take advantage of you. You have a lot of honor and respect that this person has for you, or this person sees that you have. I think with the fact that you put up your boundaries and you're fully aware of who the fuck you are, you're not afraid of just telling people how it is. And a lot of people respect you for that because you're not the type of person to bullshit. You're very protective of your friends, or this person is just protective over you. But yeah, and I'm also getting a spiritual guidance protection from harm. Yeah, you're very protective. Again, more indications about protective. So a lot of people might see you as, you know, like that type of person that everyone might go to, be like, hey, this person is doing this to me. And you're like, oh, hell no. Like, what the fuck is good, bro? Because you're like the type of person to be like, you're not fucking with them, you're fucking with me, you know? And you're the ones who you're the type of person to probably even pop off for your friends, even though it's not like you're included in it, but your friend would come in and be like, hey, this person is doing this to me. You're just like, oh, hell no. And you're going to pop off on that person because you love your friend and you do not appreciate people messing with you or the people that you care about. And there's compliments from admirers. So a lot of people admire you. A lot of people find you in a very high light. Pile number 4 is, and I think this person does too. And I think it's because I think there's a degree of intimidation when it comes to you, because you're not afraid to cut people off. And it's like, damn, like if I say something or if I do something, I'm out. Like I won't have pile number 4 in my life anymore. So I gotta get it. I gotta like come right, you know, or else, you know, this person isn't afraid to be alone, and this person won't be phased if this person lost me. So it's like, this is how this person sees you as a friend. A lot of positive things. I don't necessarily think this person has ever done anything to you, but they've seen you act this way towards other people and they're like, damn, well, that sucks for them. You know, like, I think this person is they admire you quite a lot and they have a lot of respect for you. And I think that they appreciate your protectiveness with them. And I think that they appreciate your insight whenever, you know, shit hits the fan for them. But yeah, they just really look up to you. And I think that for some of you guys, they're kind of like afraid to lose you because they don't want to do anything dumb. And then like, you're just like, bye, because they know that you would do this 100% to them if they fucked up. Not that they have, but it's just like you're just so important to them, and I think that they view you in a very high light. They would never want to lose you as a friend. So I think they're trying their hardest to like be such a good friend to you, maybe because you haven't had the best people or friends around you, considering how much you are willing to like cut people off. So I think that you bring a lot to the table, pile number 4, and a lot of people might take advantage of you. So this person sees that you have to do what you have to do, and you have to protect yourself, you have to protect your friends, and you kind of step away from that drama, or you step away from those issues, and you try to make your life balanced, and you try to stay positive. You don't like the negativity that happens in your life. You know, I mean, it's necessary for negative things to happen, but if there's a chance you could avoid it with other people, or like scheming people, or jealous people, or people who are just not meant for you, you're willing to do that, and you're willing to help your friends out as well. And I think that you also encourage people to be more confident and empower themselves. I think you are kind of like this contagious force for this person, or like the people around you, or this person sees that you are that force for everybody. Like your power is contagious. Like if you are willing to uplift yourself, you're going to uplift other people as well. And it's like they start to believe in themselves because you're believing in yourself, and they see you chugging along and doing all these things, and they want to be like you as well. So I'm going to pull out some charms, and you could turn on the volume now because it does get a little loud. Let's find out a little bit more about your guys' friendship or platonic connection. Okay. Okay, you have a cheerleader, very supportive friend, right? You empower everyone. You are there for other people. You cheer them on, and you help other people find their empowerment, right? That's what cheerleaders do. You're also very in touch with your femininity. You could be quite intimidating with the cobra here, but you could also just be very in touch with your sexuality, your self-expression. That's what the nightingale is, so I'm not really surprised. You have I Heart Soccer, so you could like soccer, or you could just like sports in general. But with I Heart Soccer, I always get the sense of pride when you're saying I Heart Soccer, or you heart something. So I'm getting that you're very prideful. Not in a bad sense, but like, you know, in the way of like the empowerment that we were talking about, and being yourself and knowing yourself. You also have the garlic here, or the onion. I think this is garlic. What garlic is used to a lot in like magic. So, it's also to ward off spirits and protection. So another thing about protection, and the other thing is that you could be very magical because you have the angel here, the spiritual guidance, protection from harm. So there's also like layers to this garlic, as you see. So this could also be an onion. I'm not sure. It looks like an onion. I think it's an onion. I think it's an onion. So onions have layers. You're very protective of yourself. Yeah, angel again with the heart. So I think that this person sees you as like an angel. You're very protective. You have a good heart, and your intentions are always really good. With the you have the initial H here, so I don't know if that could be someone's name. You're very prosperous, family-oriented, emotional. Could also be a Pisces with the fish. And with the skull and bones here, or this is what you find in the desert. So I think that in a desert, things are empty, and, you know, you're going to find a lot of dryness and possibly nothingness. So I think that for a lot of you guys, with nothing, with endings here, I think that you're able to move out of that. I think this just has to do with the endings that you faced, and I think that you rise above that with, cheerleader and the cobra here, and you're always like protected, and you always protect yourself with the onion. And I think it's also very hard to get to know you at some cases. If you're a Pisces, you have Piscean energy. It's very hard to get to know Piscean energy because being the 12th house, having to do with spirituality, it's very difficult to. It's like they have a camouflage or a certain projection of how like people would want to see them. I have a 12th house sun, so I would know what that is. There's like a certain projection that you might have, then, and that's possibly why the onion is here, because there are layers to you. And yeah, so those are the messages that I'm getting you for you, pile number 4. Hopefully this resonated and it made sense to you. If you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, or comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys, and thank you so much for the support and tuning in today. Thank you for choosing me to be your reader. That's all I have, but I'm moving on to the next one. Hello, pile 5s. If you chose this pile, let's find out how your friend or platonic connection views you, thinks about you. Let's start off with the crocodile. It came out in reversed, but I'm taking in the upright today. So this is a water element. You could be a Cancer, Scorpio, or a Pisces. But overall, the crocodile is someone who's very observant, who just, sticks around and waits in the water until they attack. This is just, this person sees you as a person that might see everything that's going on around you, so you're very like hyper aware. And I don't think you make moves right away. I think you are very, what do you call this? You think before you take some sort of action or you take some sort of risk. You try to get all the answers before you jump into something or you go for something. The crocodile also just talks about eyeing what you want. Yeah, okay, so the crocodile means resting, submerging, collecting energy, and cooling off. They're wise and they're patient and they're silent powerhouse, but in reverse, they feel stuck and lashes out sometimes. Yeah, so they basically need to wait for the right moment to attack. This is also, that kind of is like very earth sign to me, so you could have earth in your chart where you wait for the right time to make some sort of decision or choice because it would be more beneficial if you did wait. That's patience is a virtue kind of thing. So yeah, that's how this person is kind of seeing you right now. So let's see a little bit more. You have the Devil in reversed, the Four of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Death in reversed, and the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so Two of Cups, I'm already getting that you're definitely a friend or a platonic connection that reciprocates the same energy. So if you're asking this about this one friend, they see you as that person who's willing to reciprocate in a friendship, in a connection. I see that this person sees that you have disconnected from certain toxic habits or energies with the Devil in reverse. They see that you are healing, but maybe during this time of healing, you might not see the opportunities right in front of you, which is ironic because you're this crocodile who, needs to wait and see how things turn out before making a move. But with the Four of Cups here, it's like you're kind of rejecting that or not seeing the bigger picture of what needs to happen, or you're not seeing the opportunities that are actually around you. With a Death in reverse, you could have a difficult time letting go at times, or letting go of past situations. You could have Scorpio or Capricorn in your chart. For others of you, you guys might have had some time apart from one another, and you guys are like coming back together to rekindle what you guys had. Because the death card's in reverse, meaning an ending has to happen or has happened, but there's like this resistance to that ending. So I'm also seeing this as two sides, or this is the middle, or this is your mutual energy and you guys were really great friends. On one end, there was a person who didn't see what they had in front of them. They had a lack of empathy in a sense of what it is that is being offered to them. And they could have disconnected from that kind of energy. On the other side here, one person could have had a difficult time with the ending. Maybe someone rejected another person or didn't want to be friends with another person anymore. The person who rejected the other, that's kind of what I'm getting for some of you guys. For those who rejected the other person feels like they were unable to move on from this friendship, but they just took some time away from this connection with the Seven of Pentacles being reversed. So they still think that if you guys aren't friends right now, they think that there is still that possibility. I think regardless of what happens between you guys they're always going to view you as a friend in their life, and I don't think they could ever really let go of you with the death in reversed here too. I think maybe for some of you guys, or a lot of you guys, you might not be talking to this person right now, because the Seven of Pentacles just talks about regrouping and needing some time away from one another in like friendship or relationship readings. So I'm seeing that they definitely couldn't let go, but they are just taking some time. And they might be hoping in like a connection once again, but I think someone needs to see what is right in front of them. Maybe this is you that may need to see things differently. They might also see you as a person that might not take in others' opinions. Like there's a sense of stubbornness in a way, because the Four of Cups is about like being upset about focusing on your Three of Cups, but then there's other opportunities coming here, and it's just like you're neglecting these options here. For some of you guys, if you had a fallout with this person and you reconnected, they see that you've really changed and let go of the issues that were a problem. Like if you had them, they also probably had some too, but they saw that you really changed and let go of those negative habits, and you are now a better friend. Or yeah, I think this person was glad that things haven't ended with you. And it was only like a small separation for a little bit for you guys to figure things out in your guys' friendship. I think this person is grateful for not losing you, yeah, because they do see that you reciprocate as a friend. Like the energy that they give you, you give back. And I think that's something that they really appreciate. What else? You have the whip here, the stars, the stork. So you're very opinionated. You're willing to stand your ground here with the whip. You're not afraid to inflict pain towards other people, whether it be like speaking your mind. And I think that you always follow your intuition with the star here. I think that's very crocodile-like, because sometimes you have to use your intuition. You're like, okay, when can I go, or when do I retract? That's kind of the energy that I'm getting here. So you follow your heart, you follow your intuition. And I think that you have a lot of new beginnings coming up for you, or you've just come to a new beginning. After an ending, you try to stay positive and you're already moving on to the next thing. You try to look for, I heard the grass is greener on the other side, or like you try to see the light of the situation if there is conflict. For some of you guys too, like maybe this isn't about them at all, and this is all about you. How maybe you needed space to work out your own stuff or sort out your own stuff, and then you eventually came back to this person, and they appreciate that you did. They knew that it wasn't necessarily over. Maybe you guys had a petty fight, and they knew that things were going to be okay. Maybe you've apologized. Okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. And there was that healing and a renewal here. They see you moving out of that kind of confrontational energy, if that was you at one point. Yeah, and I think that this person also just feels like it was good for you to just take some time out to yourself to sort things out. And they view you as like now you're a better friend for doing that healing, or like going through whatever it is that you needed to go through. You have servant, delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. Talk to your angels instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. Perfect timing. This is the right time for you to move forward. So I was talking about moving forward with the stork here, after a time of conflict. And I think that you're that type of person to really connect with the divine, connect with the universe, um, to help you work out through your certain issues, or to help you move on, to new endeavors, or help you heal from past traumas or past conflicts. You are that friend who is willing to look out for others. You are that friend who, um, I think your love language is like, what is that? What is that? Acts of service for people. And I think that's your way of showing people that you love them. If you're not too vocal about your love for people, maybe you're more reserved, maybe you're more to yourself with that stuff. They definitely think that you are very loving. And I was talking about the reciprocation and a friendship. So they see you really working on your friendship and really putting in that time and energy in your own way. Um, yeah, and I think this person feels very balanced being friends with you. Even though if some of you guys did have like a fallout, or an argument of some sort. I'm also getting, for some of you guys, this person feels like you could be fairly intimidating with the whip. You're not afraid to just really stand your ground and say what it is that you need to say, even though it's hurtful. What else do they think? A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. Yeah, I think you're just a very wise individual. You have released yourself or freed yourself from negative habits, or certain aspects in your life that doesn't really serve you anymore. And I think that because of it, it's made you a better friend. It's like you utilize your lessons in your life, and you try to bring them into your connections. Like you try to learn from them so you have better connections. Maybe you're the type of person that didn't have the best connections before, and now you're really trying hard to make sure that you do. Yeah, and I think that you've just been struggling and going through your own endings, needing to move on. That's a huge indication here that they see you as a person that's trying to move on, and they see that you have grown wiser because of those lessons. Dark woman, dealings or relationship with a woman with dark complexion or hair. So you might have black hair, or you have a darker complexion, or that this person that you're dealing with has darker hair, darker complexion. Either way, I think that They might really like your physique, or like they really like your hair. A two-faced friend. For some of you guys, maybe this dark woman is a two-faced friend. Maybe for some of you, they can see that you're a two-faced friend. There's a lot of different energies that I was getting here, and it couldn't just stick to one story, so maybe that's where it comes from. Maybe there's just a lot of faces to you. It doesn't necessarily have to be negative, but it could be that this person that you're asking about is a two-faced friend. You know, because my thing is, if you had a disconnect from them or a fight with them, you're the type of person that sits back and observes. So it's like, what did you do? What did they do to you? You know what I mean? Pay attention to your work. Yeah, I think you pay a lot of attention to your work. You have the Seven of Pentacles here, so that would make a lot of sense. You're very focused on your career, your job, your, kind of raising or your rising material wealth. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you with Nest here. So I think you're very family oriented. This person really sees that, and you're willing to like even serve your friends, or like you're very secure in your friendships. And I think it's because of your servant personality, or like, you just reciprocate the energy that other people give you. So if they're good to you, you'll be good to them. You're very aware of your greediness. You're not greedy at all. With the servant here being in the light attribute, you are this person who's willing to give literally the shirt off their back, even if you don't have a lot. So you're fully aware of being greedy. I think you're a very giving person. And I think that you're just very receptive in that case as well. You could be a Pisces. You could also be, I think, an Aquarius. Oh no, an Aries. A Pisces and Aries. You could have that in your chart. March could have been significant between you and this person. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out charms now. You could go ahead and pause this video now, but you could go ahead and turn down the volume now, because it does get a little bit loud. So okay. Thank you for everything. Token of appreciation. So this person really appreciates you because I think your acts of service, the fact that you show them that you love them, or you care for them, or you're there with them throughout the times of hardship, that's kind of how they see you, and they really appreciate everything that you've done for them. You have the cheerleader here, so there is a lot of support in this friendship. I think you could be supportive towards them, and they really appreciate that. You have hope here, so they have a lot of hope with your guys' friendship. If you guys had a fallout, then they're hoping that things can get back together, and they're willing to fix it. Either that, or that they have high hopes for your guys' friendships to stay, to be like kind of eternity here. You have the infinity sign here. So they kind of find you as like a soulmate, or like literally their other half, their soul sister, soul brother, just soul person, They feel very like you're guided, or they're guided, or that they were fated to meet you. Like they were led the way to you in some sense. You have the 2 feet here. So it could be that they hope or wish that your guys' journey together would be long. You guys could be going on this journey together for quite some time. Maybe you guys have had a long existing friendship. You have the Snoopy charm here. So Snoopy is very creative. They're very imaginative, and they're very popular because of all different kinds of friends that Snoopy has. So that's the kind of energy that you might be bringing. I think that you also shine brightly and that you see things from a different perspective with the eagle here. And I think that you have a lot of self-expression, um, being true to yourself and being free in that sense. You could also be very family oriented with the stag or the elk here or this deer. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, just very family oriented, taking care of other people could be something for you. I think that resonates with the servant here. For some of you guys, you could be very cold at times, or there was a separation between this person at one point. But the snowflake kind of represents either the winter time or just someone being aloof or cold. So it could be that sometimes maybe this resonates with the whip, where I was talking about arguments and speaking your truth, and maybe sometimes when you do, it can be very cutthroat and very cold. They might also think that you're really good at writing music, or your music taste is really nice, or maybe you bond over music. I'm also seeing that if you're like a musician of some sort, they really find you a musical talent. And I think that they would want to go camping with you, or if you guys have gone camping, they would want to have that experience again. Maybe it was just really fun with you, or that they just want to go on a hike with you, or want to go on certain adventures with you. You have the letters T, U, and C. So yeah, those could be significant for you. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting for the charms and your message overall, pie number fives. Hopefully this made sense and it resonated with you. If you like this video or subscribe to my channel or even comment down below, thank you so much for the support, and I would love to hear the tea or if this resonated with you. Thank you so much again for choosing me to be your reader. This is all I have, so I'm moving on to the next one. Hi, Pal 6. If you chose this pal, let's find out how this person thinks or feels about you in your platonic connection. So you have a bee, which is the element of air, so you could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. But the bee is a very hard-working individual. Like, they just go, 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 and whatever they create creates a ripple effect. So if they start one thing, it's going to create a ripple effect upon creating other opportunities, promotions. This is a very work-oriented kind of spirit. So you could be very focused on your work. For some of you guys, you could even just be earth signs, maybe Capricorns, who's just very focused on their bag and all of that. But you do have blues and you do have yellows here. So blues have to do with communication with the throat chakra. That's blocked by lies we tell ourselves. And the yellows here have to do with the solar plexus, and that's blocked by shame or guilt, I believe. I forget which one. Sorry. It's either one of those things, but they are pretty similar. So I guess what I'm trying to say with the colors here is that you could be very encouraging towards yourself. You give yourself a lot of self-motivation in order to go after what it is that you want. You're a busy bee and you possibly have a lot of energy. And I think that you're very aware of like what you deserve, and like I think you could be somewhat vocal about that as well, considering the throat chakra colors, the blue, and then being an air element, the element of air. So, yeah, let's find out a little bit more about how this person is thinking or feeling about you. You have the Temperance in reversed, the Six of Wands in reversed. You have the Justice. You have Judgment. You have the Strength in reversed. Okay. All right, so what I'm getting here, first of all, you're very transparent, you're very honest, and you have a really good sense of judgment. With both of these cards, it just tells me that you are, very honest with yourself and very honest with others. You're very driven by honesty and like truth. Like who you are as a person is built around truth and being yourself. With the Six of Wands in reverse, this talks about being knocked off on your high horse. It's not receiving the victory that you wanted, or you didn't get the success that you were expecting in a certain endeavor. With the Temperance in reverse, it just means indulgence. With the Strength in reverse, it just means a lack of willpower or a lack of confidence or strength or foundation within the self. But it's interesting because the Justice card kind of talks about that. It's like just being honest with yourself and being completely balanced within yourself. The yin and yang, the black and white cat here kind of symbolize the yin and yang within a person. And with the Judgment here, it's just about not judging yourself and not judging others too harshly. It's about just being able to let yourself free here and there's also a lot of like karmic energy within this. So I don't know if you've changed this person's life gratefully, like you were kind of this impact on them. You have 4 out of 5 major arcanas, so that says quite a lot. And the fact that you have like 3 cards about like karma, it just definitely says to me that you encountered each other for a specific reason, or you've taught this person so many things about life. I think that they also see you as a person that cannot get knocked down. And I think that you don't overindulge in certain things. Even though the Temperance card is a card of indulgence, the Justice and Judgment card tell me otherwise. Like, I feel like this is your energy and this is like the negative aspects that you could succumb to, but you don't. Because like I said, you're a bee. You keep going. And the Judgment card and the upright is a really good sign, and it just indicates that very same thing, that you keep going, even though you might have some fears, even though that you might not be in the best place mentally or emotionally. Maybe you didn't get what you expected out of something. You see the truth or the bigger reason for why things happen to you, and you don't really victimize yourself. You're not egotistic, even though you could be very abundant because you're a hard worker. I'm going to assume that because you are a hard worker and you've probably manifested a lot for yourself. You've gotten what you've deserved. And I think that with the major arcanas here, the universe is very much like kind of on your side here, or like you're very guided in your journey, and I think this person sees how guided you are, or it's just that your force is your energy is very large or like impactful. Again, I think it's the ripples. It could be contagious in ways where you rub off on this person, and it's, these are good qualities that you're rubbing off on, by the way, that they're getting from you. So it's like, I think that yeah, at times, even though when things aren't the best, you're trying to see the positive in the situation. That would probably explain why there's all this yellow here. And even the Strength card, there's a lot of yellow, usually. Not necessarily in this, but the lion is yellow. For some of you too, though, I think they can view you as royalty because of all the purple here. Yeah, they see you very organized and balanced here. Yeah, I think you don't let your emotions kind of dictate you. I think it's all about the truth to you. It's also not about being right to you. It's about truth. Like, that's a really huge thing here. It doesn't matter if you're wrong. It doesn't matter if you made the wrong turn in life. You're aware that you are meant to be where you were supposed to be. And you're aware that everywhere you go, you're kind of creating ripples or effects in the world. You know, you're making an impact in the world. Yeah, I also think you're a really good communicator, or you're very social with the letter, or you're just like on your phone all the time. You're always socializing. You have the fish here, so you're very abundant. I was talking about, I'm going to assume that you're abundant because you work really hard. And yeah, you have the fish here, so you have a lot of prosperity around you. You could have like a lot of uh, this just mostly has to do with like the inheritance or like money that you saved up, and it just means that you have quite a lot, or you saved up quite a lot, or you're just really good with money. For some of you guys, you could be very nervous, or yeah, they might see you as a nervous person or anxious, maybe because a lot of things are going on in your life. You know, you're a busy bee. You could be stressed out. Maybe you have a lot of things to keep up with socially, at work. You have child divine, innocence, purity, and redemption suggest a special connection with the divine. Wow, okay. Amazing, great. They see you as an innocent and pure person. That's where the truth comes in. Like, you're very honest with others and people, and yeah, you do have a special connection with the divine. That's kind of why I think that's why I was getting all these major arcanas. Like, your energy was very big, as I was saying. Like, you have a very strong, contagious energy. Just like this, you have the ripples here, and you also have like ripples coming out of here. You have builder. You innate ability to build and create Your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. So you are this person who is very creative, who creates for themselves. That's where the fish and the bee come in, and then the builders come in here. I think you try to achieve your goals quite often, and you work very hard to do that. Um, you know, I see a lot of stagnancy with like 3 cards in reversed here, and with the 2 cards in the upright, and their energy is very strong. You kind of like rise above that, and if there's a dead end, you try to create something else. Emotional healing. So I think that as your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. So I think this is where the judgment comes in, where I was talking about freeing yourself and letting yourself move forward, and understanding that things are meant to be the way that they are supposed to be, and you have really good healing or coping mechanisms. Like, you don't ignore how it is that you're feeling, you actually process it. Um, that's why the judgment, and the justice are in the upright. If it was in reversed, I would think otherwise. But I do see that you kind of think from the heart here, and I think that's what gives you your drive to keep going. You think with your heart, with your spirit, and I think that's you also just have a really close relationship with the divine. Um, you also have a temporary situation with this person. Maybe you and this person are not friends. Maybe that's why some of these cards are reversed. Maybe they see you have moved on from them. And, it's like the relationship isn't as strong anymore. That balance isn't there anymore. And they see you as this person who is very honest, and, they had to move on because maybe you have talked about some sort of truth to them, and there was this disconnect. Um, so yeah, someone could have been exposed here. Maybe this was a temporary situation. There was family sorrow here, so you could just be very family oriented. Maybe you've opened up to this person about the family stuff, and they see that you are trying to chug along. You are trying to move forward and heal from the family sorrow. You have a strong sense of psychic abilities, and that's possibly why I was getting a bunch of major arcanas. These are quite some. The temperance to me is a little spiritual here, so that would explain quite a lot. And you are very connected to divine. And there is the chakras here, so I would suspect that you have a spiritual sense to you. You have great worry over nothing. So I think that you're just going about your way. You try not to worry about things, and I think that's where the judgment is. You don't judge yourself too harshly. You don't try to put worry in your life, and you try to keep going like this bee. You continue on. You have announcement here, so I think that um, you have that ability to communicate with people fairly easily with the letter, announcement, and the justice card, being transparent with people, speaking your truth. And I think that you have a very loud voice, not like obnoxious, but I mean like your voice is heard. You are listened to. You know, when you talk, a lot of people listen to you. Wish will not be granted. Okay. And I think this is what I was talking about, where even though you think that even though things aren't great, you still keep going, stepping into a new experience. So you like to take risks, you like to step into new things, you like to try new things. Maybe you're the type of person that likes to get to know themselves, but that explains a lot why you're such a busy bee. You're always doing something. And it says trouble and accusation. So this person might have accused you of certain things, or you accused them, or there was trouble between you guys, because like I was saying, someone could have been just very honest and speaking their truth and cut somebody off here with the justice card, okay? But yeah, so they definitely see you as trouble, and that you might have accused them, or they see that with you. Maybe this is what their wish was, like a wish wasn't granted with that situation. Maybe something fell through because of that, or maybe this person got your hopes up. There was accusations like that, but yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out some charms now. You can go ahead and lower the volume if you want, because it does get a little bit loud. Okay, so you could have had fights or, anger with this person, troubles and accusations with the lightning bolt here, okay? Maybe would want to travel. You have traveled with this person, or there's distance between you guys with the globe. You even have the airplane here, so maybe you have traveled with this person, or this person would want to come over towards you. Maybe they want to talk to you or communicate with you. They see you as this very bright. Oh, this is the aura thing again, because you see this small little sun here, and it kind of just like goes out. This is the aura that I was talking about, and that's coming out. I usually resonate that with people having really great auras, or they're kind of shining brightly and expressing themselves to the truth, and being themselves, being their most authentic selves. That's kind of what I resonate with. So that's being highlighted once more. And what's interesting is that you have like the heart chakra here too, and it's kind of, kind of similar here. So you might just be a very loving person overall. Yeah, I think that you have a place in this person's heart. You've created an impact on them, or you've created an imprint with this frog hugging a heart leaf. I think that there were burned bridges with this person, with the fire department here. There was some anger or passion. There was trouble and accusations. Yeah, like I think this resonates with that card, and also the lightning bolt. The cheerleader here, you could have been supportive towards this person. It seems like it, considering you are this child divine and you're very honest, and it seems like you would be there for your friends, or for other people. You could be a Pisces. There's a lot of emotion, intuition here. Possible yin and yang energy. But yeah, this also just talks about intuition and being more in touch with your emotions. So yeah. And you also have I Heart Soccer, so you could just be very proud of who you are, of what you love, and like just shining brightly once again. I resonate this, like you don't necessarily have to like soccer. I just resonate this as like, if someone says I heart soccer, it's like they're proud in that, you know. So I get that you could just be a very proud, and you know, you stand tall, and you're not afraid to stand tall on your own. You also have the initial L here, so that could be significant. But yeah, those are your charms, pile number 6, and those are your messages. Am I getting anything else? No, I think this is all I'm getting. Oh, I think that you're also just very educated with the globe here. Like you could know a lot of things about like different places, moving around a lot, you know. You just have a lot of experience. Um, yeah, and I think that you just see things from a different perspective too. You have 2 indications about like being in the air, with the bee here and the plane. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting for you, pile number 6. Hopefully this made sense and it gave you the clarity that you needed. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel or comment down below to tell me if it resonates. Thank you so much for the support, and thank you so much for commenting. I love to hear what you guys have to say, or what's going on what's going on in your guys' situations. So yeah. Thank you for choosing me to be your reader, pal number 6. This is all I have, so I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Bye!